Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a new bear market beta 10 in which we're going to zero. Crypto is dead. Ethereum did not develop all the upgrades, it's going to $5 again. Cardano still doesn't have any smart contracts. Dogecoin didn't become the real currency at Mars. Binance Coin became a scam. This is the new update of today. But this is literally how people are thinking right now. I've got some interesting DMs from people saying, what should I do now? That's great. Or people saying to me in WhatsApp or Instagram DM, hey, the market is not doing well. Like, I'm not blind. I can see that the market is correcting. And if I should have been blind, there's still people calling me saying that the market is doing shit. So I don't need to have all those DMs. But still, thank you. But today, in this bear market beta 10, we're going to discuss what's going to happen. And we have discussed it yesterday in the live stream. Thank you for that. It was amazing. 2,300 people watching at peak high and more than 2K people average, which is like 4 times higher than the previous live stream. So that was ridiculous. But we have discussed what was most likely going to happen, and I think we're going to have a range-bound construction on Bitcoin. And what's going to happen next? Altseason. So, before we continue, do not forget to subscribe beneath and also like this video and comment if you want to see some special content or if you like what I'm doing. Tomorrow we're going to release a new interview. This one is going to be with one of the co-founders of DIA, which I really like. I found it a pretty cool interview. Feeling comfortable doing those interviews nowadays. Going to do one today as well. So yeah. Also, if you're thinking, why are you wearing this again? I'm not doing that all the day, but I've got some stuff on my back for allergic tests. So I want to have some comfy stuff around my body. Well, let's get to the charts. In which, what can we see on the charts here? Bitcoin is not moving up. And as you can see, we've had those moments here and we've had those moments here, right? The only difference we have right now with the entire construction is that people are focused on the fact that it's a bear market. That's being pushed by some other influencers, because some big dudes say something, smaller influencers take over what they are saying, and because smaller influencers are taking over what they are saying, everybody is going to say it, and I have to give my view on what they are saying, so I don't watch them. But if you look at this entire picture, you're like, oh yeah, whatever, it's just making higher highs, higher lows, and now we just have a corrective move. And as long as we stay above that 50k level, everything is just pretty much fine. And if we go back in time, we know that you have those range-bound constructions. And you know that you've got this bearish divergence here as well, in which a sideways period starts to happen. And you should be realizing that Bitcoin just had a run of from 10 to 60k. And that run was without any real correction or sideways consolidation period. And right now you can see that we might be getting that, as this is a similar construction in which we have a fake out or failed breakout to the upside, after which rejection happened of the previous high and a sideways construction occurs. However, not even a chance of hitting a new low. So you should not be bearish at all until it starts to make new lower lows, and then still we've got the 21-week MA beneath us, which hasn't really which haven't seen a test yet. So this range-bound construction after the massive expansion that we have experienced is quite normal. So what could be happening at this stage is the most likely chances that we're going to have something like this for the coming period. And what's going to happen in that period? It's going to be Altseason. So having such a sideways action is pretty much normal. Yes, Bitcoin has seen a big run, but is it a bear market? Well, if you classify a correction as a bear market, you should be calling everything a bear market. But those corrective moves have been happening in the past as well, and they take some time. So usually what's going to happen now is that the moment you're going to see the bottom construction being made, probably most of you will be screaming for their mother. That's usually the bottom signal. I think we're getting quite close, especially given the fact that altcoins are getting slam dunked heavily, especially the smaller ones. It shows also why you should not be completely interested in only small altcoins because of the volatility. You should build a proper portfolio. And if you want to know that, you should be looking at our website, which is in the description beneath. But what are we looking at with the construction right now? Well, I've discussed it yesterday in the live stream. And now I'm just doing it on a clean chart as well. What does it say? We do have this massive drop down after we lost the critical level of support. And then it usually just triggers liquidation and cascades downwards. That's literally what this chart shows us as well. Heavy drop down, higher low, another run up. But we do have a rejection here and a weak rally upwards given the low volume. Drops out, support test. And I've said that this is the critical level that we should be breaking if we want to get to this stage. And as you can see, price does not break through it. And price doesn't break through it. And then you usually get further downwards momentum. Where is the support? Well, if you zoom out again, you can see that this entire region is the support area that you should be looking at. And that's where we also initially bounced. So based on the lower time frames, that green zone is literally where you should be looking at. And as a matter of fact, anything below here should be the case where we should be bouncing from. So we do have lower highs, we do have lower lows. Most likely we get another bounce here until we start to reject or have a very high volume bounce back up, including with a bullish divergence on the lower time frames. So if we do that, we can start making a new higher low. So most likely you will get a drop down beneath this level. Then we bounce back up and flip this level back for support once again. Something like that. So are we getting close? I think we are. I think we're going to have the bottoming construction within a few days from now. And once that's going to happen, you will be seeing altcoins starting to surge heavily. As when this bottoming construction happened, we're going to test this range. And then you get that sideways range that I've just discussed. And the nature of the people is also that once we make the bounce, people start to become very bullish. I've also seen people scaling out here rather than scaling out in anything of this range. Sounds odd to me, but that's what we are seeing right now. If we look at Ethereum against Bitcoin at this stage, you can see that we're still doing pretty much fine. We are still in the accumulation phase, and you know that I'm also always picking up the 100-day and 200-day MA when it comes to Bitcoin pairs. What do we see here? We do see increased volume showing accumulation. We do see higher lows, and we do see higher highs. So right now we just bottomed out, given that the critical level that we had to hold on to is the green so that we had here. We bottomed out there, we got a rally upwards, and now this entire region is where we should be holding on to. If we do that, we most likely get a new breaker further, which is very similar to the construction that we had past year before it started to break out heavily. So in this construction, you're going to look at a new higher high. That's most likely going to be here, as this is the critical breaker for Ethereum. And as long as those Bitcoin pairs are doing fine, you can assume that once Bitcoin is bottomed out, the altcoins will start accelerating heavily. So the final subject that I want to discuss today is the Dogecoin, which is something that you should be, probably you're getting triggered right now, but people have the tendency to, if some of their altcoins are doing bad, they're going to jump over from an altcoin that's doing bad to an altcoin that's accelerating really fast. And then that altcoin that's accelerating really fast is going to sell. It's going to drop. And then the ones that they used to be in, that's going to accelerate. So right now, there's a big group of people thinking that they should be selling their altcoin that's doing bad for Dogecoin that's already up heavily. So what's next on Dogecoin, or what you should be doing? Well, you should not be doing that at all. What are the levels to watch for Dogecoin? If this range here around 34 cents is going to hold, we are still seeing momentum here. Dogecoin could be a reason why the rest of the market is selling off, because there's just so much money needed to push this one upwards, as it's currently valued at like 30 to 40 billion. If this level holds here for Doge, we might be seeing continuation towards 69 cents or a dollar. As it's basically an event today on Dogecoin. They try to push it as high as they can. You could be seeing a big sell-off coming in the coming days, or at least markets going back to neutral or to a reality. If this gray zone is lost, I'm going to look at anything in those ranges for a potential entry. But the conclusion that I wanted to give to you regarding Dogecoin is to not look for an entry too much or an investment purpose. If you want to day trade, that's fine. Do not sell your altcoins for Dogecoin. Just remain patient. Don't forget to subscribe beneath and also like the video and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And I'll see you again tomorrow with a new fresh update. Cheers.